Hello everyone and welcome to Game Club. Today we'll be guessing words and hopefully getting an inkling as to what they mean in Inkling. I'm going to start with the unboxing of Inkling. Should be interesting. Here we go. Superb. So I'll begin with the box. I like the colouring. I think it's quite bold. It's quite pronounced. I also think that the way that they've kept the kind of interest in it, the kind of, I guess you say, aesthetic lining, so that you will follow it up, is a nice flow as well. Inside you've got your booklet, very good, score card, then what looks like your word list, and then your letters. Nice, and I like the box as well. I like this detailing in the box as well. I think that's quite fun. I think that Osprey have hit on to a very interesting idea here, so I'm looking forward to playing and then reviewing Inkling. In front of me I have Inkling set up to play, and what I'll do is I'll quickly run through what you're supposed to do with Inkling, i.e. how you're supposed to set it up and then where you're off and running with. And I'm following exactly on the book here. This is the booklet here. There's a very good walkthrough for Watch It Played as well, which is well worth looking at. What I'm going to show you though is my version, which I try and simplify as much as possible. So effectively what you do is you've got your clue cards. I call them something else. I call them your word cards, but this is called the clue cards here. And what effectively you need to do here is you just need to, if you can, shuffle these and then give one to each player that's playing. I've got 3 people playing here. One of them's already turned over, which you're not supposed to show anyone the other card, but I'm just doing it just so when we get to play you'll understand. Effectively everyone gets them. Then you've got your ink cards, which look like this. I love this, really lovely textures on there. Every player gets 8 for the first hand, and then obviously you then give everyone a score sheet, a pen, and they write their name on it and you're off and running. Now the word list here, the way I do it, the way I've done it is you get 1 point for each of these, 2 points for each of these, and then 3 for the big word at the bottom. Right, so what I'll do is I'll quickly put these back here so you don't need to worry about those. I'll put them back in the box, so these are now done. But just imagine that all 3 players are playing, and what will happen is your one player will then decide to set up and will effectively look at the words. And we'll look here at the first 3, so that's round 1 words: head, knight and person. So we turn over all of our cards here. Now you can use as many of these as you wish, remember, and what you've got to try and do is you've got to try and, if you can, 1, make more than 1 word would normally be helpful, but 2 is also to try and make words, decipherable words, out of what effectively is just images or just little bits of words. So head, for instance, might be slightly tricky, but you could try it. You've got knight and person, so what I would probably try and do is I'd probably try first to do a person, so that there's a P there, which would be quite useful. You would then need to get an E, which might be less easy to get. Let's see what we can do though. We can try and see if we can get a P. What we could do, person, maybe per person. Oh, that's quite. See, it's actually you're really stretching your brains. You're really sort of extracting these kind of ways of communicating words without obviously being able to verbally communicate it. But once you've got a kind of basic word set up, you then will be able to then lay it out on the board, and your opposite players will try and guess the words, and everyone they get right they get a point for, effectively, or 2 points or 3 points depending on which one you've gone for. Now when the round ends, what effectively happens is you can drop 2 of these cards, so you can say, right, I've got 2 A's, I only need 1 A and I don't need a Z because it's not very helpful. You drop 2 cards and you pick those 2 up, so you can pick up 2, just kind of replace those. But then you can also pick up 3 more cards as well, so you can pick up 3 more to add to your pile, which means on the second round, so at the end of the first round, what they call the last stage is the ink round, the ink replacement round, you effectively then can pick up more cards, and that way then you can create more words, and you can also create bigger words as well, longer words should I say. Bigger words probably not correct vocabulary, but there's a process and language will be possible as well, and that's the game. For me, Inkling is one of the best games for families that I've seen in a long time. The reason is because it has this kind of dexterity to it where players can almost fumble around with just sort of vague images and try and create words within words and abstractions and kind of misspellings and mispronunciation stuff. And I think that really is quite fun. Kids enjoy it, I think adults enjoy it, and I think if you play it with more than 4 people it becomes really quite thrilling. The thing that I would add to that, though, me saying that, is that the game itself, the board, the box itself actually deters, sort of suggests 3 to 6 players, which I agree is right, but then it says 14 plus, and I think that totally deters away from the actual core audience here, which would be 10 and up. I think that kids, families especially, would really enjoy this, really involve themselves in it, quite engage in it, because the way that the cards are, the textures and how tactile the cards are, I don't see that sort of teenage adults will find it as much fun as younger kids would, and then they in themselves, the teenagers, would find it fun playing with their brothers and sisters, etc. And so I think that in itself is where the people who put the kind of, I guess, box logic together have kind of failed the game, because the game is really good, but it's a family game, it's solely a family game, and I think that personally this is the sort of game that families would really enjoy and really get a lot of benefit from. So anyway, that's Inkling. I'm Simon and this is Game Club, and thank you for watching.